welcome. It's a Wednesday night.
Hello, everyone.
21, episode 21 with your favorite crew, your Too Smart For Me podcast here with your one-of-a-kind host. We got special guests, Charla Mae and Marley Marl in the building.
Hey guys.
Hey.
And we got BJ. We got BJ.
What up, good peoples? We back.
Yeah.
We are
How
back.
everybody doing? Y'all good?
We are good.
Great.
We got a lot.
Do I need to tease my niece?
Uh-oh.
You might want to keep that private, huh?
No, it's not. No, it's nothing major.
No, I know that. I said, do I need to tease her? I know what you put in the chat.
Well, now she got an excuse.
Put this live on the air.
But now she got an excuse why she didn't do what you said, because she gonna say she didn't hear you.
Ah.
Shout out to Imani.
Imani.
On that. I would crack some jokes, but I'm not gonna tell you business. But shout out to
she already kind of did, so.
Oh yeah,
but
right. She's having some medical issues.
Some medical issues. That is true. But before we get started, y'all, before we get into it, let's show the good people a clip from last week's episode.
Yeah, let's show them a clip.
Last fight, I was tired. I was exhausted. I'm about to launch this NFT that's going to change the fight game. And I put in 30 all-nighters before that fight. I had herpes before that fight, 2 outbreaks in the span of a week. I'm here. I'm healthy. Let's go. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Wait, did he say 30 all-nighters?
And I put in 30 all-nighters before that fight. I had herpes before that fight, 2 outbreaks in the span of a week.
That man gonna go home and
let's go. Whatever.
He gonna get in the car and just crash.
What do you mean 30 all-nighters?
You didn't even talk about simplex.
Yo, when I first heard that, I'm like, huh?
Maybe he was talking about Simplex 1.
He did say that.
You know what?
He said no.
Never be accused. You know how people can be like charged with assault and stuff when they don't disclose it and they have sex with women or whatever. He can never be accused of that because he told the whole world.
He
sure
told
did.
The whole world. I was battling 2 bouts of it. Like, damn. Yo, dude.
I had
really?
2 outbreaks. I was tired. I'm healthy now, though.
Yo.
If doing too much was a person.
Doing too much was a person is him. Good Lord have mercy.
Good one, Charla.
He deserves this laugh.
Yeah, that was a good one, y'all.
I watched that back like 4 times because it was so funny. It was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
He did 30 all-nighters and he had the simplex.
I know, right? Like, really, dude? Come on.
Oh man. So yeah, that was a clip.
That was great.
That was a clip from last week. But yeah, that was nuts. But y'all, what I really wanted to start with, did you guys hear about the sad and bad news coming out of Buffalo?
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to start with that, guys, because it's just enraging. I thought we were past this stuff, but no, we're not past this stuff. So, let's see here. Let me read this. So,
not guilty. So somebody else did it.
He's pleading not guilty. You know he's going to go with insanity.
Defense.
Oh yeah, they've been
coming.
saying that on the news already. Maybe he had some mental issues.
He was brainwashed.
Yeah, he was
They don't
brainwashed.
say anything.
Look, I got a long laundry list for this. I got a couple post up with stuff to read for y'all, just so y'all can see how crazy this is and unfortunate it is. So I'll just read this. An 18-year-old white man is in police custody after reportedly carrying out a mass shooting at a New York supermarket on Saturday. It was at Tops. Judge Craig Hanna arraigned Peyton Gendron, I believe that's how you say his name, in the Buffalo City Court and charged him with first-degree murder. He pleaded not guilty. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland said the mass shooting is being investigated as a hate crime, an act of racially motivated, violent extremism. We will bring all of the resources of the federal government to bear on this case. This is the number one priority of the Department of Justice, and I can assure the citizens of this community that anything we can do at a federal level with this case will be done and justice will be served for the victims. All right, so that's just a little bit of that. Let me continue. I have more. All right. So his relatives are blaming COVID-19 in isolation. COVID-19 in isolation.
Yeah.
Let's see what this. So this is a.
Can I ask a question before you show the next clip?
Go ahead.
Did they blame COVID-19 for when he threatened to shoot up his school?
That's what I was getting to. It says in here. They also said that they had no clue that he was an alleged white supremacist, but did say he clearly needed help after threatening his high school classmates more than a year ago. They don't know if he ever received help. I have no idea how he could have gotten caught up in this. I blame it on COVID. He was very paranoid about getting COVID, extremely paranoid, to the point that his friends were saying he would wear the hazmat suit to school. And then he got COVID just a few weeks ago. He went to family functions with the respirator mask on. He totally wasn't going to get COVID. And then he got COVID. So that's another one, guys.
Oh, wow. That is so devastating that you could get COVID. I understand how that would make you want to shoot up people.
Oh, man. Let's see.
You got something else? Okay, go ahead.
I do. Hold on.
Whoa. I didn't hear this part.
Oh, no, me either.
Just dropped down to the ground.
Or is it neither? Me neither.
Waited and he stopped, and he just wouldn't stop. So I tried to call 911, and I was whispering because I could hear him close by. And when I whispered on the phone to 911, the dispatcher would start yelling at me, saying, "Why are you whispering? You don't have to whisper." And I'm trying to tell her, like, "Ma'am, he's in the store. He's shooting as an active shooter. I'm scared for my life." And shut off.
Wow.
Yeah. So that dispatcher who hung up on, I don't get that allegedly out of there. Get that allegedly out of there, Shade Room. Hung up on the assistant manager that was just speaking on that clip. They were placed on leave. I think it should be further than leave. I think it should be fired.
Well, yeah, they're on leave because they're still getting
Heard the gunshots and just dropped down to the ground.
But yeah, that's another thing that if you guys didn't see, that's another piece of this.
I
Yeah,
didn't know about that.
I'm sure y'all heard about this. He had like an 180-page manifesto.
Yes.
Yeah, we heard. I didn't read it, but
I didn't read it either. I can assume what's in it. So
Right.
therefore I don't need to read it.
Additional details are being released. Let's see. Obtain photos of the weapon using the attack that ultimately claimed 10 lives. 13, 11 were. The
Blah,
public
blah,
previously
blah.
learned, right. He had an XM15 assault rifle. Hold on. That's not it. Also reportedly wrote a 180-page manifesto centered on replacement theory,
I was
which
about
is
to
a
say the
false
great replacement theory.
ideology that white people are being replaced by non-white people. Yeah.
Let me write that down because I already know I'm going to forget.
But does it say specifically what was written on the gun? Because I've seen
No,
pictures of
it doesn't.
I've seen
Not-
pictures of what the gun said. So.
Oh, yeah, me as well.
What did it say?
What did it say?
It had the N word, and he
Yes.
said, "Here's your
Here's
your reparations."
Oh,
Among other things, but that kind of stands out. So.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wow.
Something to that effect.
I'm trying to find. I know I had the pictures of all the victims that were unfortunately murdered in this. Yeah, here it is. I just found it. Hold on, guys, because I want to show these names.
And these people, because they're people. They're not just statistics.
Yeah. So the victims in this unfortunate incident that took place in Buffalo. Celestine Shanae, Roberta A. Drury, Andre McNeil, Catherine Massey, Marcus D. Morrison, Hayward Patterson, Aaron Salter Jr., who was the security guard that they're calling a hero. It was a story on that. Geraldine Talley, Ruth Whitfield, Peril Young. Condolences, thoughts, and prayers to you and yours, your families. I know you're going through a tough, traumatizing time. But yeah, I just wanted to show that as well. Give thoughts and prayers out to those people. So that's all I have for you guys on that. You want to expound more on it, or you want to move on?
Myron, I thought you were going to say something.
Oh, I was waiting for my turn.
It's your turn.
Okay. I don't know where to begin, except to say, as you can see, he was taken. He was not harmed. He was not roughed up. He probably stopped at Burger King and got a meal before they took him in. I say all that to say, now, of course, the Burger King was just that, because that did happen with another suspect for another thing. But I say all that to say that when Black people are accused of things, we're automatically called animals. We're treated like animals. They shoot first, ask questions later. People always justify why they shot first and ask questions later. And they go back in our history and try to make every single thing we've ever done for our whole life a negative thing that they use as justification for why they did what they did. In this case, before they even spoke to the person, they're like, oh, well, maybe it was a mental health issue. I mean, like, they're making excuses for him before he even sets foot in the courtroom. They're already on TV justifying everything he did. As far as the manifesto, no, I didn't read it, but like I said, you can pretty much figure out what he said, especially when it's centered around the Great Replacement Theory. And I just think that the Great Replacement Theory is not only just a talking point that they use to justify things, but I think it's also ridiculous because they're talking about how liberals are bringing in people from Central America. They only said Central America. Of course, they're not concerned about, people from what did the old president say? Norway. They're not concerned about those people. They're only concerned about Nicaragua. So the thought that liberals are bringing in people over the border to replace them as voters, white people that is ridiculous, because if you come across the border, you can't vote. So, yeah, can your kids vote if they were born here? Yeah, they can. What difference does it make? Donald Trump doesn't say, oh, well, I shouldn't be able to vote because my parents weren't born here. Does he ever say that? No, it only comes up when it's people from Central America. So this whole great replacement theory, no. People from Central America are basically here taking the jobs that Americans think that they're too good to work for. They don't care about going and picking cotton because we will never do that again. They don't care about working on farms, being cattle hands, ranchers. They don't care about cleaning toilets and tubs and taking out trash. Those are the things that we think we're too good for. So they come over here and they do those jobs willingly. So it's not any kind of replacement. It's filling in the gaps for real, because if they didn't do those jobs, then who's going to do them? And especially for the minimum wage that they don't want to raise. You think somebody's going to go out there for $7.50 an hour and pick cotton or tobacco or clean your toilet? Only if we absolutely must. So this whole thing about, oh, people of color are replacing us. We've been here just as long, if not longer than you. I mean, so this whole, I mean, it's just ridiculous. And them making excuses for him before he even set foot in the courtroom or anyone said a word is even more ridiculous. And driving 3 hours to a place that you have been scoping out as a place where you know you can kill a lot of Black people, that's even crazier. But I just want to go to a small little tangent. There is a small amount of people out there that want to start a race war here in America. And they think that doing these things is going to help put that war forward. They don't want another civil war. They want a race war. So that's why they do the things that they do, because they think it's going to upset Black people so much that we're going to pick up a gun and try to go and do the same thing. It hasn't happened yet, but you know, that's what they're hoping for. They want a race war.
Okay. BJ or Charla Mae, y'all want to add?
Go ahead, BJ. I'll go last.
Oh, I was waiting on you. I don't have much. Marty, you hit the nail on the head about so many things that I can't even add to it. First of all, of course, once again, prayers and thoughts go out to the victims who suffered this. My biggest thing is, I guess you can always ask the question, when will it stop? I guess you can always ask the question, how many times before we do something about these guns? How many? I'm even, because you already hit the race thing, so I'm going to take it on another level as far as these mass shootings are always it's becoming more and more. Even here in Philadelphia, violence and gun shootings are way up. Okay, so how long? When will we ever get to the point where we got to start realizing that? I know everybody says guns don't kill people, people kill people. But our European brothers, neighbors, I shouldn't say brothers, our European neighbors outlaw guns. And I'm not saying they don't have crime. Of course, they're going to have crime. They're going to have stabbings and things of that nature, but nowhere near the mass shootings that we have here, if at all. So we're going to keep talking about this. We're going to keep saying it until the next shooting happens, until the next event happens. And at some point, I hear what we mentioned about the Second Amendment. I understand that some of you may even be card-carrying members of the NRA or whatever. That's not what I'm even getting to. It's just there's got to be what's the word I'm looking for? These assault rifles. What do I need to know? Am I going to war? What do I need an assault rifle for? I can have a gun, but what do I need one that's like that to protect myself for? What? Tell me why some of these guns are out here. All right, you want to give me a little 22 or whatever? All right, tell me why I need something higher, or I don't know nothing about guns, but Tell me why I need some of these other weapons that they have out there. So my point is, we got to do something about the guns. And I understand killing is not going to stop because we pulled the guns off. But we could stop these mass murders, these mass shootings, these random. I don't even have to be nowhere near you, as in the Las Vegas case, when he's sitting in his hotel room and he's spraying the audience.
Immediately, what I thought about.
So that my just bottom line is, I'm not going to get Murray. You touched all on the racist thing and all that good stuff, so I'm not going to even touch on that. We got to get rid of the guns. Simple, done.
I agree with the whole gun thing. I agree. You know, like you said, why do you need an assault rifle? It's not for protection. It's for assault. That's why it's war. Call. It's for war. You don't need that to protect your family. And if you took assault rifles off the streets, killings would go down. When they had an assault rifle ban in the 90s, that was when New York got cleaned up. All of a sudden, you know, you could walk down the street again and people felt safe because assault rifles were not on the street. It's a shame when kids can't even go to school. And I'm sure Charlotte will talk about that maybe. But it's a shame when kids can't even go to school. You know, when I was growing up, we had tornado drills and fire drills. They have mass shooter drills.
Mass shooter drills, right? Mass shooter drills. Imagine that.
That is so ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree mostly with the gun laws. I think we need to realize, though, they're to the point where they can modify even basic guns. So it's not even like a lot of times they're going out and buying these high velocity guns. They are learning how to modify them. They're buying pieces and parts off of eBay. They even started making 3D guns using 3D machines. And so there's a law in place to ban that ability. But they were talking about how the problem was he got his gun legally, but he was able to cross the border to another state who had looser laws. Your state, Pennsylvania, who had looser laws. And so there needs to be. Did he get it
from Pennsylvania?
He got some of the modifications or additional ammunition or something.
Wow.
Because I think New York has a more strict ammunition law or something. But all he did was cross the border and get it anyway. So, you know, it doesn't work when states who are right next to each other don't have the same level of scrutiny or restrictions. So it definitely needs to be something that comes from the federal government. I am not a happy NRA owner or anything like that. I do believe people have the right to carry safely, but again, you don't need these high velocity, high powered weapons. But kind of going off of what Mern said, I'm going to go back to what I said last week in a totally different context because it applies here again. Elections have consequences. And when that election happened in 2016, a lot of verbiage and rhetoric that had been previously at least kept behind closed doors became very outward, very open. And a lot of these people have become emboldened. And I don't think at all this is going to be the last mass shooting we see based on race, you know. It's exactly like the church shooting that happened that you referred to when the guy went to Burger King. 9, fellowshippers at church. And it's just so sad to see the older people. It's sad when anyone loses their life. But to see all these grandma types and 86-year-olds and 77-year-olds, and I'm just there getting my Sunday dinner, and the dad who's there getting cupcakes for his son's birthday. And the one younger lady, she had stopped at the store. She had just gotten taking care of her brother. I think he had cancer or something. Like it's just so sad. And like you said, B, when is it going to change? It's probably not. Like I hate to be a pessimist. I hate to be, but I mean, you almost become like immune to it. You almost become like, oh,
right.
I'm sad.
Here we go again.
Right. Here we go again. Right. We had a little break. And then, another shooting happened in California. Like 3 people died or something that same day. Like, you get it back to back to back to back. So, prayers to the families. And I pray that I'm wrong and things will change and you'll see less of them. But I just don't expect anything different right now because I feel like we're kind of at the escalated height of a lot of hatred and division.
So my last point is this: as I saw on one of the videos, I forget where I saw it on Instagram or whatever, but he's 18, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
The society says he can't drink. We don't trust you to drink.
Right.
Society says you can't smoke. We don't trust you to smoke.
Yes.
But I'll be damned. You can
But you
carry
can get a gun.
your own gun. You can carry a gun. We trust you with guns. But no, don't put no bottle of liquor in your hand, and please don't put a cigarette in your hand. Oh, no. You're too young for that. But you're young. You are old enough to carry weapons. It's just the inconsistency in our laws. It's just astounding. So, not saying that he would have not waited till he was 21 to do it, but at least, come on.
Make it hard.
Society, make it hard.
He can't even rent an apartment without proving that he has like a job and been there for a while, but he can walk into a gun dealership and walk out the same day with a weapon.
With a weapon.
Does that sound crazy or what?
With the record of threatening his school. That's what's amazing.
With the record.
Right.
That's why we definitely need some type of universal background check. You know what I'm saying? Because I bought my weapon legally. I went through a background check. So so if you don't have a problem doing the background check, then why do you need to? And another thing, the gun shows. That is the biggest problem because they don't do anything. If you go to a gun show, they don't do a background check. All they care about is if you hand them the cash, you can walk out that same day with a weapon. You could have been turned down from the place where you had to do a background check, but you go to a gun show and you can get as many as you want.
Yeah.